Have you ever had that thought that maybe I don't belong here? Have you ever thought to yourself, this job sucks and I hate driving to work and my boss is an a-hole? Well, there are a number of signs you might need to quit your job, and jobs are one of the biggest sources of stress in our life. It's the biggest source of suicide. It's not healthy to be stuck or to force yourself into a job that you absolutely hate. Now, how do you know if you're meant to quit your job? In this video, I'm going to be going over 16 signs you need to quit your job. I quit my job 8 years ago today, and I've never been happier. And in this video, I'm going to go through 16 different reasons why you might as well. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why we can rag against jobs, but I'm going to go through these line by line to help you identify if you're not meant for your job. If any of these really speak to you, just type in, I quit, because you might need to quit your job. There are better things out there, and your life does not need to be filled with stress or doing something you loathe. So the first sign is that you dread going to work each day. If you dread going to work each day, remember that we have one life to live. And if we are spending our days doing something we dread, might be time to move on. If there's no room for advancement in your job, if there's no way you can ever earn more, it might be time to quit, because we all need something to aspire to. We all need something to work harder at. And if you can't go anywhere, well, you're stuck. You're at the end, you're at a wall. And when you're facing a wall, either you could just bang your head until you pass out on the wall, or you could turn around and find a different way through. The third sign you need to quit your job is if you are bored. If you're bored at work every day, it might be time for something new. If you're not using your brain and you just don't like it, or you're bored, you need something that challenges you. You need something that invigorates you. Once again, going back to we have one life to live. Our energy is being sucked by this boredom, then do something new. Now, the fourth reason why you might need to quit your job is that you've lost interest. You simply have nothing to be interested about in your day-to-day job. And if you're doing something that involves no interest, well, do something new. If you have money worries in your job, that might be a sign you need to quit, because more likely than not, it isn't going to get any better. And if your job isn't giving you the room to advance and you're always worried about money because you never have enough, well, you've got to find something that pays you more or something that costs you less to get to. People spend a lot of money driving to work. Another sign you might need to quit your job is if you're overwhelmed. Overwhelm is not going to help you do anything good. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your job and your duties, and you just have too much on your plate, then, or you're asked too much to do, then you might need to find something new. Another reason why you might need to quit your job is you are never good enough for your boss or for your superiors. And I remember when I was working a job, I worked as a PPC manager at a digital agency. I could never do good enough to get any raises or promotions, yet I knew my work was creating massive effects in growing the company, but it was never good enough, and I was never deserving of getting any raises or promotion. And, I felt a number of these things. I felt, there's no room for advancement too. And because there's no room for advancement, I started losing interest and dreading going to work. Never being good enough is a horrible feeling. And if you can work for a boss that sees the light in you, or even work for yourself like I do, where I determine if I'm good enough, so I don't have to. If I don't feel good enough, that's my own fault. It's not my boss's. But if you're never good enough for your boss, might be a sign you need to quit. Your bosses are meant to be supportive and upbringing of you, not to bring you down. It's like Stone Age, like Egyptian building, like thought. Like bosses are supposed to bring you up and create culture, not bring you down. Another sign you might need to quit your job is that your job is too challenging. If you just don't feel like you can do your job and you're stressed out because you don't feel like you can complete the work that's asked of you, then you probably should find something that is less challenging and less stressful for you to deal with every day. Again, you're spending half of your waking hours at this job and you don't want to feel too challenged to deal with this. The next reason you should quit your job is very intense, and it's if your health is suffering, okay? If your job is causing you, for whatever reason, you aren't eating right, or you're too stressed out and you're overeating or losing weight, whatever it is, if it's causing you stress and it's affecting your health, you need to quit, okay? You need to change jobs or even work for yourself like I do. If you want to learn more about how you can work for yourself, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell and give this video a big like, okay? First off, I go over ways you can work for yourself every single day. I used to work corporate and I quit my job many years ago to work for myself, and I've never been happier, and I've never been able, I've seen over 40 countries around the world. I've traveled the world, I run an internet business, and I've been able to fulfill all of my dreams. I've become a multi-millionaire and all that jazz, and I've done it working for myself. A boss never would have paid me the amount of money I earn today. So if you want to learn more about that, subscribe, but I'm going to go back to the other reasons why you might need to quit. And if any of these speak to you, just write in the comments, I quit. Nobody else has to know. But this is more so a commitment to yourself that you will find an alternative. Just by writing that, you are making a commitment to yourself, and it'll help you be free. Another reason why you should quit is if there's no work-life balance, okay? If you are not able to have good relationships or enjoy your hobbies or friends or family or whatever that is to you because of your job, whether it's your commute or your schedule or, you're spending 2 weeks, in some distant land and then you come back for a week or however it is, or if it just causes too much stress or the hours are weird, that's not a good sign. We're here to spend time with the people we love, our family, our friends, our animals. And if you really think about it, right? If you really think about it, thousands of years ago, let's go 10,000 years back, people did not work as much as they do nowadays. People didn't work 8 hours a day. They still worked a lot, but they worked a lot with no leverage. They didn't have computers. They went to hunt their own animals. They went to forage and farm their own food. But everybody still had to work every day. So let's just say one person, one human, could make enough food, hunting or foraging, to survive. But in today's day and age, only one person in 1,000 needs to work to actually create enough food for the other 1,000 people, to create the bare necessities, because we have machines, we have automation, we have software, we have computers, we have robots, we have logistics and all this crazy stuff. So if you think about it, why doesn't the system allow 99.9% of people to not work? And the fact of the matter is, we've been suckered into a system to keep working to make the 1% or the even upper 1%, the 0.1 or the 0.01% wealthier. We don't need as much money as we're actually told. We don't need to do these long days that we're told. There's alternatives. We just need to open our minds and not let ourselves be sucked into what the news media, what the government-run education system tells us, what the government tells us, what society tells us, what our poor and broke family members and parents working jobs for the system tell us. So open your mind a little bit and start thinking about these things. Because if you look at all the technology we have today, technically speaking, only 1 in 1,000 people needs to work for all of our bare necessities to be taken care of. Now, the 11th reason why you should quit your job is if you find yourself bad-mouthing your boss, okay? Then, or, just talking behind, bad-mouthing your coworkers behind their back, it kind of is a sign that you don't resonate with your company. And, getting all passive-aggressive is probably a sign you need to move on because it's just gonna get worse and you don't want that to happen. Now, number 12 is actually if you just don't agree with your company's ethics, okay? Now, on my channel, mostly I teach people affiliate marketing. I teach people to market products on the internet for companies like Amazon, Walmart, etc. And lots of people say, how do I market a product if I've never bought it? But that's what most people working jobs are doing. They're marketing a product that they don't care for, they don't even agree with, they don't even think is the best product out there. Or they're working for a company where they don't even agree with the ethics of the company or the founders. And if you're working for a company where you don't even agree with the ethics of the people that you're working for and putting your face behind every single day, quit your job. That's not congruent with yourself. Now, number 13 is if you dread your commute each day. That's another form of dread, but if your commute sucks. I used to drive an hour and 15 minutes each way to work. I was living in LA and I was commuting from Hollywood over to Agora Hills. And that just sucked, You're just sitting on the 101 freeway, just cars on either side of you. Everybody's angry, everybody's stressed out. That sort of energy is going to invade your life and your mental well-being and eventually your physical well-being. So get out of that or move closer and maybe the job will be better. But number 14 is if there is company instability, okay? You might need to quit. Now, instability in a company is a bad sign. A lot of companies are doing layoffs. A lot of companies are kicking people out. That, it's not good to be in an unstable environment. Now, number 15 is if your side hustle is taking off like mine was back in 2012, you might need to quit. Focus more on your side hustle. I remember I was working about 8 or 9 hours a day on my job and then about 6 hours a day on my side hustle. And I got to the point where I was making more money each month from my side hustle than I was from my job. And what I did was I said, it's time to pull the trigger and devote all my time to my side hustle. I was making $6,000 a month from my job. I was, I think, like 23 years old, right? I was a really good employee, okay? And I was making a little more than $6,000 a month from my side hustle. And the month after I quit and just devoted myself full time to my side hustle, mentally and energy-wise, time-wise, I was able to take that side income from $6,000 a month to $30,000 a month, okay? $30,000 a month. So I was able to make more than my job would ever make. That would be like asking for a 500% raise, which never happens, by the way. You get like 5 or 10% raises, right? 20% if you're really lucky. Now, the last reason why you should quit your job is you just know. Now, if your job's not for you, then find something that better suits you. And possibly no job is for you and you just know it. And if you know no job's for you, you better start working on your side hustles and make sure you subscribe to my channel right now because all we're going over right here is ways to make money online. And for everyone out there listening who's been following me for a long time, guys, type in Money Club. Money Club right here because this is the Money Club. You might need to quit your job and all we talk about here is ways to make money from side hustles and work for yourself. Now, if you want to have me as your mentor and learn from me, I have courses online and you can talk to me 2 times a month. I do live streams on YouTube. To get notified of those, sign up for my Money Club. There's a link like join next to the subscribe button and it's $50 a month and you can join the Money Club. You'll get about 40 hours of video content and you'll get access to me twice a month to ask me Q&A and help you out, look at your ads or look at your businesses, answer ideas you have, and give you my feedback from somebody who's coached thousands and thousands of people to help them quit their job, replace their job income with a side income, and move on. So looking forward to talking to you soon. Leave that comment below. If you know you need to quit your job, type in I quit, make that dedication. It's not for me, it's for you. It's for commitment to yourself, and writing those words down help you be free. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel. Join the money club.